Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, and this is a historical launch. We are launching Jool 20, an Kerbal analog of Saturn V, and it is powered by, obviously, 20 engines. This rocket will deliver our craft to Jool and will allow it to land on all of Jool's moons. At least we are hoping it will. There is only one moon about which I'm absolutely uncertain, and this is Leif. The reason why will become apparent during the transfer and during our approach, but for now let's talk a little bit about this mission. This is a very big spacecraft which is powered by fusion engine, and it contains approximately 25,000 delta V, which should be enough to land on all the moons and to get back to Kerbin. It is going to be powered by microwave transmitters, which are already in Jool's orbit, and between this episode and previous episode I've completed the second mission to Jool, which delivered the additional power supply. It was exactly the same craft as the one that failed in the previous mission, but this time it docked successfully with the power station, and now we can produce even more power in the orbit around the Jool. Most likely I'm going to separate this mission into 5 episodes, 1 episode per moon, and in this episode we are going to try to land on Leif. And because I have absolutely no idea how to do it in this profile, and I really doubt it will be possible, I'll do one try for Leif, and if it doesn't work, unfortunately we will have to go without it and give Leif another try with another mission some other time. So here we are, we have our encounter with Jool, and we're going to change it a little bit to make sure that we are getting nice and low periapsis and we can circularize around the planet. So let's do that. We're going to have to get in prograde orbit around the Jool, because if we get around in the retrograde orbit to get the gravity assist, we will be going retrograde in the direction of all the moons, and it will not work out for us. So here we are, and here we are in the orbit around the Jool. All we have to do now is find where our orbit intersects all other orbits of the moons, because they're more or less in the same plane with little differences, and we have to change our inclination a little bit and then circularize. Nothing fancy so far. And to be honest, there will be not much of fancy in this episode. So here we are, we almost changed our inclination, that looks good. And this will be our circularization maneuver. As you can see, it will take a little bit more delta V than we have in our engine, but we are not going to turn on our fusion engine, because for now it is closed by the heat shield. And if we drop the heat shield, we won't be able to get into the orbit around the Leif. So what we're going to do, we're going to use our RCS thrusters to complete our maneuver and to get the encounter with Leif. Here you can see the inflatable heat shield behind our vessel, and we're using RCS to burn the last 20 meters, 20-30 meters of our maneuver. So it's time to discuss why we can fail on Leif. There could be 2 different issues. The issue number 1 is that to land we'll have to do the aerobraking maneuver, and Leif is actually almost completely covered with ocean. And if we land in the ocean, we won't be able to get up again. So this is not going to work out if it is going to happen that way. The second option is when we're going to launch back, we are not exactly aerodynamic with the transmitter on the front side of the ship. So if these two issues can prevent us from either landing or launching, unfortunately we'll have to drop this mission, this part of the mission, and continue for other 4 moons of Jool. So for now, let's get our periapsis low around the lathe. At first I was thinking 20 kilometers, but then I decided, nah, it's better to try for 30 kilometers, and if anything goes wrong, we can reload and try again. So 30 kilometers it is. Let's inflate our heat shield so that it protects all the ship behind it. And let's time warp into the orbit or atmosphere. Okay. So we are going through the atmosphere and our speed is not that great. We are not even getting any shock heating. I'm actually starting to wonder now, after I recorded all this and I know how it ends, if we even needed the heat shield. Maybe it could have worked without the heat shield, as the speed is so low and the air pressure on lathe isn't exactly highest. So it looks like 30 kilometers was exactly right, and after a couple of tries, well, not tries, orbits, we got that low of an orbit. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to land on that tiny island, because unfortunately it is the only place available to us in this orbit. We're going to lower our periapsis to make sure that it is somewhere around the island. You can see this tiny piece of land on the screen right now. And now we are going to go into real time and see how it goes. Keep in mind that unlike most of the missions, I'm not going to reload and try again and then reload and try again if anything fails. If it fails on this try, then it failed. I'm going to reload and go for another moon. Maybe, if it fails and if we go for other moons and we have enough delta V in the end, I will try to land this in power landing on the last go. I don't know yet. So we are in the upper part of the atmosphere and we are not slowing down so fast for now, but our periapsis is already fallen and our apoapsis is also fallen. Everything looks okay for now, but it looks like our periapsis is going a little bit faster than we want. And yes, unfortunately, this isn't going anywhere. So we'll have to drop the lathe mission for now. I will try it as a last landing after all other moons are done, but this will happen in future episodes. For now, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock and I will see you next time. Goodbye!